CIT212, and tonight's class, it happens to be the continuation of a course, CIT212, and we're going to be taking our bearing for what it means by feasibility studies. With this being said, let's all straight into it. Okay, according to the thumbnail, we have it as feasibility study, and we're going to be talking about what it means by, what it means by feasibility study, and why is it so important, and how can it be conducted. All this will be considering in tonight's class. Okay, so now, as we know how things have been done, you're expected to have your writing materials and take notes during the course of the class. All right. Good evening, all, and welcome. Now, CIT212, and we're talking about feasibility studies. Okay, so now, when we say feasibility study, what are we talking about? First thing you need to understand about feasibility studies is that once a preliminary area of application has been identified, all right, it may then be subjected into, all right, it may then be subjected to a more rigorous examination, which we now talk about feasibility study. Now, when we talk about preliminary, during the course of talking about feasibility studies, we said something about preliminary, area of application. Now, let's break things down. When we say preliminary area of application, now the word preliminary itself, what does it mean? I remember when I was doing my research work in my 400 level second semester. Your research work is highly, without your preliminary pages, your research work is not complete. All right. Why? Because when we talk about preliminary, all right, we are simply talking about a preparation. All right. We are simply talking about an introduction. What processes, what research, what phenomenon, what state, what act is without a preliminary stage. All right, so it's not complete. So when we say preliminary stage now, or we talk about preliminary area, we're talking about an introduction, more like a preparatory. All right, more like a, should I call it a prerequisite? All right, more like, okay, this is what this is all about. All right, this project, this work, this research, this is the all and sundry. You find them all in the preliminary stage or phase, as the case might be. So now it says here that once a preliminary area, now that you know what the project is all about and where we are heading towards, what we intend to achieve as a result of the project, then there is need to subject the project to what we refer to as further, all right, rigorous examination. Now, this rigorous examination is what we now refer to as feasibility studies. All right, as you know, you don't want to start. We are being told that entrepreneurs take risks. They don't just take risks; they take calculated risks. And before you can take that bold step and decision, you have done this. Very important. You don't go into a business, you don't go into anything at all that will fetch you investment. I beg your pardon, I will fetch you returns without doing this. Very, very important. Why is it so important? That is why we're having this class. You get to find out soon. Okay. So It is the determination, in a nutshell, feasibility studies is conducted to determine whether or not a project is worth doing. A business, a project, an association, a partnership, whatever the case might be. This is what determines if it is worth going into it. If your answer should be a yes or a no, this is what determines that. All right? It is conducted, or let's just write it as the determination of it is the determination of whether or not. All right? The determination of whether or not a project is worth it. All right? It weighs every chances, weighs the possibility, the benefits, the advantages, the demerits, the disadvantages, weigh everything that needs to be weighed, check, look into things that need to be looked, scrutiny that need to be done, and finally makes a decision if it is a yes or a no. All right? Like we usually say that there's this saying that goes to us that a broken um, relationship is better than a broken marriage, in the sense that you need to spend due diligence in getting to know each other, and if it doesn't work eventually, it's better to end it as relationship, all right, than to have a broken marriage. That's just a quick divert. But what we are trying to say here is feasibility study goes a long way when it comes to deciding whether you are to take upon a project or not. All right. So we have that as that. Now, this process, all right, followed by making this determination, all right, is what we call feasibility studies. So just what I just explained now. Now, this study determines if a project can and should be taken. All right, it determines if a project can or should be taken. Okay, it determines if a project can or should be taken. Now, once it has been determined that a project is feasible, all right, the analyst can go ahead and prepare the project specification. Thank you for that. The analyst can then go ahead and prepare the project specification. So if this due diligence has been done, the scrutinization, observation, analysis, gathering of intel, pointing at whether it should be done or not. If all this has been done and it has met all requirements, it meets all requirements, then the next step to take by the analyst is to prepare the project specifications. All right. So now, generally, feasibility studies are undertaken within tight time constraints. All right. Normally accumulate in a written and oral feasibility report. All right. Now, so it is essential, all right, to do this. You know, this is how it starts. It's an opportunity. Okay. Opportunity in the sense that it could be new or it could be an upgrade. All right. So now, one thing you need to know that you as an individual who are seeing this opportunity, do not be surprised that there are other 100 people who has also seen this opportunity, the same way you've seen this opportunity. So now, as an entrepreneur, as an organization, this is a very good opportunity you can bank on, you can work on, change things. It's a game changer. It will be a game changer. Fine. But you're still skeptical. You don't just want to run or jump into conclusion quickly. And, I'm trying to explain what it says that generally, feasibility studies are undertaken within tight time. Tight time in the sense that seeing this opportunity, other people are seeing this opportunity. So it's a matter of you want to quickly go into it and begin to, it's more like the person with the fastest to present. All right. It's not as if all those people that are doing so well, it's not as if they are smarter, they are better than you. It's just that they have access to the right information, and upon this information, they can act at the right time. All right. Implement this information at the right time, then they begin to get results. So now it's a matter of timing. So now you see this opportunity, other people see this opportunity. So it's a matter of who is fast, all right, who are smart, or who can outsmart the others. Outsmart in the sense that since opportunity, carry out the feasibility research, and at least there's a 50% chance, maybe less. And if you go into this, the chances that to be a game changer is it. Okay, so it is, you don't have all the time available at your disposal to carry out feasibility studies, in the sense that it is actually time bound. All right, it is time bound, and just like what we are being told, it is being carried out within tight time. All right, so we have tight time constraints. Okay, tight time constraints. All right, and eventually accumulates into written and oral feasible reports. Okay, now generally feasibility studies, like I have said, time limit. Now this, the content and recommendations of such a study will be used as a sound basis for deciding whether to proceed, postpone, or cancel the project. All right, proceed, postpone, or cancel. Upon this feasibility research, like I said earlier, a very decisive decision will be made. All right, either to proceed with the project. All right, either to proceed with the project, postpone it, or even cancel the project. So very quickly, let's look at the different types of feasibility studies. Okay, let's quickly consider the types of feasibility studies. So now we have types of feasibility studies. The very first one I want to talk about is the technical. All right. Now, in the conduct of feasibility studies, the analyst will usually consider seven, okay, seven distinct, although interrelated, okay, seven distinct, although they work hand in hand, interrelated, seven distinct, although interrelated, okay, types of feasibility studies. Awesome. So now, the very first one we have here is called the technical feasibility, all right, operational, economical, social, management, okay, legal, and time feasibility studies. So let's take them one after the other very quickly. Now, when we say the technical feasibility, okay, when we say technical feasibility, okay, this is concerned with specific requirements. All right, speaking of technical, now if you have to go into this project, what are the technical implications? All right, what are the technical requirements? What are the technical executions? Everything that has to do with technicality. What is the technicality of accepting this project? We want to talk about the certified equipment and software that will help you successfully satisfy, all right, the user requirement of the project. Don't forget, whatever project you are trying to go into, all right, it still boils down to satisfaction. All right, you want to go into a project that it will help people solve certain problems, and return value will be given to you. All about users' experience and satisfaction. So we have technical. Okay, so let's just put our technical. All right, not technicality of the project. Of accepting the project. That is what accepting or executing the project. Okay. Yes, thank you very much for that. Executing the project. So now, the feasibility to produce output in a given time, all right, response time under certain conditions, ability to proceed to process a certain volume of transaction. All these are things to consider. Facilities to accommodate. All right. Yes, executing. Yes, you're on point. That's what I wrote there. All right. Facility to act to communicate data to, all right, distant location. Everything that has to do with technicality. Okay. Okay. Everything that has to do with the technicality of project. Okay. In examining technical feasibility, there's something called configuration. All right. Configuration of the system is given more importance than the actual make of hardware. Now, configuration in the sense that we make the system work in our favor. All right. Configuration in the sense that if we are to, if it's a production project, production of, let's say, production of material. All right. So we need to have a functional printing press. All right. We need to have a functional supplier. We need to even have a functional distributive system. All right. Functional raw material accumulation. All right. Making all these things work together uh, to enable an holistic, smooth, stress-free system, all right, means you've been able to configure, all right, that system to work to your favor. All right. So configuration is also very important when it comes to technicality of executing a project. All right. So we have that as that. Okay. Now, we also have the operational feasibility. Operational. Now, when we say operational, you want to ask questions like, you want to provide answer to questions like, what changes with the system? If we take on this project, what are the possibilities of experiencing a change? All right. What are the changes if they eventually come around? Can we handle these changes? Can we configure them? Can we make them work in our favor? That questions you need to ask. We also have what organizational structure are disturbed. There's a structure we have. If we take on this project, where will be affected? Where we'll be needing certain adjustments to accommodate this new project. All right. Everything that has to do with operation, you need to make your research as well and ensure nothing goes wrong. All right. Generally, reports will not be rejected, all right, simply because operational infeasibility, all right, but such considerations are likely to critically affect the nature and scope of the eventual recommendation. So now a project will not be rejected because of operational feasibility. Definitely, it's a normal thing. Change is constant. All right. Even us as humans, you can imagine. Um, I think there's a place that says in the Bible. I think that was David, if I'm not mistaken. So when I was a child, I said I did childish things. All right. But when I grew, I applied my heart to wisdom. Meaning that as a child, if you do certain things, people can easily overlook it because you're a child. You know, I mean, little is given to you, so much is not expected from you. But the moment you grow to a certain level, if you do some certain things, the society sees it as abnormal. Why? Because now you are grown and much has been given to you, therefore much is expected. So now, when you are taking up a project, now let's tie this down to what we are saying here, operational feasibility, in the sense that if the operational feasibility report is not even favorable, all right, enough, that project will not be declined because if you are taking upon something new, definitely it will not be business as usual. You have to up your game, you have to step up, you have to improve certain things, you have to employ more, right? You need to train, you need to expand because you are taking in something new. And at the end of it all, it's more revenue. So definitely there will be you'll feel some effects, some changes in your operational flow. That's why it says here that generally project will not be rejected simply because of operational invisibility. All right, but the invisibility in the operation to some extent will critically affect the nature and the scope, all right, of the eventual recommendations. But that project will not be rejected. Okay. So now let's just take okay, operational changes and resolutions. Okay, operational changes and resolutions. So we have that as that. Now we also have the economic visibility. All right. When we say the economic visibility, now you want to consider uh, analysis in the most frequent. All right, analysis is most frequently used. All right, analysis is the most frequently used technique for evaluating what we refer to as the effectiveness of a proposed system. Now, more commonly known as cost slash benefit analysis. The procedure is to determine the benefits and savings that are expected from proposed system and compared with cost. Now, we are now economic feasibility here to cost effect. All right, cost effect. Considering the value of currency, considering the tax, considering the cost effect of taking on this project and executing it. All these things also needs to be considered as well. Then we have the social feasibility. Very important, very, very, very important. Social in the sense that who are you selling to? All right. Are these people ready to buy? Are they willing to buy? Because what's the essence of going through all this stress if you are not solving a problem? All right. If you are solving a problem, definitely you will buy. So it doesn't make sense for you to go through all this stress and at the end of it all, you are not, the project is not being accepted. All right. It's very unfortunate if you go through all of this and the project is not being accepted. Okay. So we have that as that. Now let's take a step further. Let's talk about let's talk about other things as we have it here. Okay, let's talk about other things as we have it here. Now it says social feasibility. Okay. Now, the determination of whether a proposed project will be acceptable, right, to the people. Acceptance by the people. All right, that's what I just said. Acceptance by the people. Will the people accept it? Right? Will they value it? That has a long way. All right, it has a lot to do. Oh, wonderful! Thank you very much, Mr. Immaculate. Okay. Now we also have the management feasibility. In a determination of whether a proposal project will be acceptable to the management. If the management does not accept a project or gives a all right negligible support to it, the analyst will tend to view the project as non-feasible. So we have management feasibility. So not accepted, then the analyst will term as non-feasible. Non-feasible. So now, why? Why will it not be accepted? Maybe all these factors have not communicated enough reasons. All right. Why the enough reasons why the management should approve, all right, the project. So this will, all right, project will be down to the decline and to be referred to non-feasible. Okay. So we have that feasibility. What part of the law, all right, say about this? Okay. What does the law? Legal is a determination of whether a proposed project infringes on known acts, statutes, or as well as pending legislation. All right. All right. This is management. All right. Legal aspect to the project. All right. Very, very important. You don't want to start a project now and in between the government has to cramp on it because it keeps against the law of the land. All right. So we also have time feasibility. Okay. Now we also want to consider the timeliness of the project. Okay. We also want to consider the timeliness. Now, time feasibility is a determination of whether it is implemented fully within a stipulated time. All right. Implementation within a stipulated time. Okay. Implementation within a stipulated time. Okay. So we have that as that. So very quickly, let's touch on steps in feasibility analysis. I'll call you wrap for tonight. For those of us who are not joining the stream, let's do up to smash like button and also ensure your request for the keynote of this course is essential for your examination preparation. All right. So we have steps of feasibility studies. The thing you need to consider here is that there are eight. All right, 8 steps involved. Okay, 8 steps. There are 8 steps involved. Oh, wonderful. Thank you very much. All appreciated. Okay. Awesome. So we have that as that. Now, the very first step here is from a project team and a project leader. All right. So there has to be somebody who will be responsible. All right. Appointment, project leader appointment. or appointment of project leader. Somebody has to be responsible. Okay, you have to select. All right, somebody has to bear on his shoulder. All right, the responsibility of the project. Also, from all right, prepare system flow chart. There has to be a system flow chart. Flow chart in the sense that this is what we're expected to do at stage one. This is what we're expected to do at stage two. This is it. At stage three, this is it. Stage five is the execution stage of the project. And from 1 to 4, everything we have to do should get us to that execution project at stage 5. All right. So we also have the enumerate potential proposed system. All right. So you give detailed explanation. Enumerate all right system. More like you give detailed explanation of the whole thing. We also have define and identify, all right, characteristic. Define and identify, all right. That's the proposed characteristics of the proposed system. The characteristics of the proposed system. Okay. So we also have, you need to determine and evaluate performance cost. All right. Cost effect. All right. Cost effect evaluation. We said that already. Very important. You don't want to start and end up with no funds. Weigh system performance and cost data. All right. System. What can the system offer? Performance. All right. It's all about the results, all about productivity, it's all about the output. All right. Select the best proposed system and prepare the report. All right. Select the best proposed system, and the last one is report or reporting, and we have that as that. So in our next class, we take it off from analysis system data. All right, analysis system data. I think with 2 more classes, we should be calling it up the course, and we can move to something else entirely. Thank you very much, everyone. Before we call it wrap here today, giving us an assignment. Okay, my duster. I'll be giving us an assignment. All right. For our next class, you're expected to submit your assignment. Okay, in your own words. Explain in detail, all right, what you understand by feasibility, all right, research. So we have that as that. Thank you very much once again, and my thanks go to everyone who happens to be on the live stream who would watch eventually. Mrs. Olufemi came pretty late. Can always revisit the class. Thank God it's uploaded automatically. So thank you very much, everyone, and do have a wonderful evening. Bye for now.